Tryna find some peace, I let my intuition speak. Get misguided, but I always end up where I'm supposed to be. Put my faith and trust in God and do my part, so we gon' see. In a broken heart, they never give me pain. My nigga caught me by surprise. I can see you hate me through your eyes. I already know the truth about this shit, so tell me lies. Try to do the damn impossible, don't know.
What was the lowest point of your life up to this point?
Lowest point? Oh, we're about to get deep. Alright, so the lowest point of my life up until now comes in parts. So I believe in my high school years, maybe like 15, 16, were the lowest points for me at first, just because I felt like, again, I wasn't a super outgoing person, but in certain situations I did feel like I was in a position to be misunderstood. And it's a very lonely feeling to kind of sit back and watch other people make connections and how they interact with each other. And I felt very, very alone. But like I said, I kind of relied on my family to be my friends. So if nobody knows, everybody's seen Ray. He's been on. That's my unofficial co-host. He is my aunt's only kid. So it's me, him, and Kari. We were raised thick as thieves. So this was around the time where he was going off to college and dating, and there was just like a big shift in the situation. And I feel like I almost had to go through a grieving process to kind of make sense of what was happening. So not only did I feel alone in my outside life, but now I felt like there were so many changes going on in my inside life, and that just led me to feel very, very, very alone. And it's not anybody's fault. I just feel like, when things like that happen, especially like when somebody you love who is just your best friend and y'all just at it every day, y'all just like this close, you understand that when that part of their life happens, you kind of almost feel like there is certain things that you are not going to be included in, and you're definitely not. But when the person is your everyday, that's very, very hurtful. You kind of have to go through your own process and try to make sense of it, because of course you want people to be happy, but as much as you want them to be happy, it's a sad thing for you. So I kind of had to figure that out. But I felt like as much as I was misunderstood, I realized with life teaching me that I really didn't understand myself, and I was expecting people to understand something that I didn't, and that was my lowest point there. Then there was 2016 when both of my grandmothers, so my big nana and my little nana, died 2 months apart. So my big nana, I feel like emotionally she was very, very depressed and lonely. And I feel like her emotional state really, really took a toll on her physical. And it was just a crazy experience watching someone kind of deteriorate very slowly. And although I don't want to say expected it to happen, I always say it's one thing for you to think that you know, and there's another thing for you to actually know. So when she passed, things just was very, very quiet. It was almost like a very uncomfortable quiet. She was always telling jokes and telling stories and the life of the party. If anybody knows, that's just who she was. So things were very, very quiet. It wasn't as fun. And so once I was kind of getting into the groove of what felt normal, then my little nana passed very, very suddenly. And I cannot tell you, like, I don't think words can really encompass just how strongly I felt for her. That was my girl. And when she passed, it just felt almost like everything that was familiar to me was very, very different. And the crazy part is, the last time we seen her, we had went to like this on the water restaurant for my father's birthday, and they had her and my grandfather, they had left earlier, and I had left my car at my father's house. So we stuck around. So after we was finished, then we had went back to the house to go get my car. And we was outside, saying bye to my father. And my father said, "You want to go upstairs and say bye to your grandparents?" And I was like, no, it's okay. But something in me literally was like, you need to go upstairs and say bye. And I didn't. I don't want to say that I regret that, because I don't live in regrets. I am a big believer in everything happens for a reason. There is a time and a purpose for every single thing, so I think that it worked out exactly how it was going to. But what that experience did teach me is that to never leave a situation or an opportunity to say what you need to say and tell somebody how you feel, ever. And if I'm being completely honest, I do feel like I am creeping into a dark place currently. I don't know if it's the time, because we are coming up on the 5-year anniversary of my little Nana passing. I don't know if I'm just over my job and all that stress. I don't know what it is, but honestly, I feel like I've hit a wall. And as a person whose fear is complacency, and to then feel like you have hit a wall is really not a good thing. This is the first time in my life where I don't have a plan, and I purposely did things that way just because when I had a plan, I've had a plan my entire life, and when things didn't work out the way that I thought, or there was a detour or anything like that, I would get depressed. So to be in this space now is kind of, I don't know what that's about, but I can say that my faith is a lot stronger in this point in time than I have ever been. So I am just praying for myself, and hopefully I can get over it before it gets me.
And it's toxic, every motherfucker preaching nonsense. Not the righty type, it seem like niggas let her pop shit. My fans are pressing me like every week for me to drop shit. Can't say my depression is the reason.